Good morning, NSP Nation. It is early. We are here. We're ready for some fantasy football. I know I am because the Niners game are they're on a bye this week, so it's all about fantasy football today. I'm super excited. We got a lot of news, a lot of injury updates, a last minute fantasy adjustments. So go ahead, fill out your questions, bring them in. We're going to answer every single one of those guys, but we're going to get right into it because it's already 10 o'clock and we got to get ourselves ready here, big time. So I want to start off with some people who are out for the rest of the season. Okay. I know it's not necessarily for week 9, but this is huge. Okay. So you got Michael Thomas and Rashad Bateman. Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints out for the season. Rashad Bateman out for the season. Chris Olave, huge jump up. Devin Duvernay, huge jump up. And especially with Jarvis Landry being questionable for today, huge jump up for Chris Olave. I think that guy should be a start guy this week. What do you guys think here about Chris Olave?
100% should start this week. He's an emerging star in this league. With Michael Thomas out, he's just more and more that number one target for. Is Andy Dalton starting this week?
Andy Dalton is starting this week, yes.
Yeah. Definitely start Chris Olave, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, same. In my notes, I have Olave. It says Olave is a start, all in caps. Because as soon as I saw that Landry might not play also, it's like, who else is going to get the ball?
Good morning, bro. I appreciate you being here, man. Always a pleasure talking to you. Big Money Joe, 6'2", first place, pew, pew. Hey, dude, you need to get with me, Big Money. I don't know if these guys told you yesterday, but get with me. Find us here on Twitter or email us here or on TikTok. Okay, get with me because you're actually the winner of our giveaway. So I don't know if you know that, but you won. You weren't here, but you're a big winner, man. Congratulations. Get with me so we could go ahead and ship that off to you. But thanks for being here. Good morning. But yeah, on my notes, I have Chris Olave start a latte. So you got to start him a lot, okay? But let's keep on going. So Jets head coach Robert Saleh comes out and says that Corey Davis will be out this week with an MCL sprain. That's the wide receiver Corey Davis. So you have him out. You have Elijah Moore missing time, not playing. So what does this mean? It means wide receiver Garrett Wilson will have another step up and perform as a wide receiver one once again for week 9 for fantasy football. So you could see him guaranteed 7 targets this game. They have a tough matchup. They do. I think they're going against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they're going against the Buffalo Bills. But being the wide receiver one with Corey Davis and Elijah Moore out, this guy is a must start. And James Robinson in the backfield being out as well. This guy is a must start, dude. Sad day because 49ers ain't playing. It shouldn't be that sad. I'm a little sad because I wanted to start the pit. I want to get it going. But you know what? Sit back, enjoy. We're coming off a divisional win. The last time the Niners were 3-0 in division to start off the season was back in 2011, I believe. So let's be happy. Yeah, back in 2011, 2014. I get those dates mixed up. Not too sure. But it's been a long time since we started 3-0. Sit back, relax, and let's watch some good football. Yeah, you actually won, Big Money Joe. So we did the wheel here live. So congratulations. Get with us in our information down below so we can send that off to you. Congrats again. But yeah, going with this tough matchup against the Buffalo Bills, is Garrett Wilson a start guy, being the wide receiver one?
I would say yes, for sure. And I would also say that Tyler Conklin is a start. Last week, he had 25 points in fantasy. Me and Reed talked about this yesterday. We had someone question us whether it was going to be Conklin or another tight end. And Reed ultimately chose Conklin because he saw the amount of stats that he had. But yeah, with Corey Davis out and Elijah Moore missing time as well, it's an obvious thing that Conklin and Wilson are going to be the double-headed duo, and then maybe even Michael Carter if he does step up as well.
Bro says, I picked up Dallas tight end Goddard because it was Kittle's bye week and he gave me 24. Yeah, he tore it up. Thursday. So good for you. I'm actually going against him in one of my leagues, but no matter what, because I had Jalen Hurts and I also had the Eagles defense who played very well. But Goddard tore it up. I'm surprised you have people like George Kittle and Goddard on your team. That's great. That's a great problem to have there. We here. Let's get it. Yeah. Good morning, Gabriel Munoz. Let's get it. Let's munch down today. Hopefully, we see the Patriots win. Patriots, they're going against the Colts. I got them winning this game, but it should be a fun week. It's all about fantasy football for people like me who want to buy. There's a lot of teams on buy this week. A lot of teams.
Yeah.
So if you guys need some fill-ins, here's another guy that you should be able to start is Dante Foreman. Panthers have rolled out Chuba Hubbard for the second straight week. So Chuba Hubbard is not playing. Now the Panthers, they are going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who have been struggling defensively. Dante Foreman, he's pretty much a must-start guy, right? Back-to-back weeks with 20-plus points.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a must-start guy this week.
I think 2 weeks ago it was 15. This past week it was 31.
So 15-plus points, or let's average it out. So he's averaging 20 points in the past 2 weeks. This guy's a must-start player, right?
Heck yeah. I drafted him in some of my underdog bets, so I'm hoping that he does go off like he did last week.
I really hope so too. And like we said, the Cincinnati Bengals have been struggling, so we could definitely just rely on that guy. I do believe we should be getting a lot of questions about Dante Foreman and Deion Jackson today, and we should be getting a few questions about Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake. If you guys don't have him already, go pick him up in your waiver wire to start him. I know he's playing Monday, but Gus Edwards, it looks like he's not going to be playing.
Yep.
All his stat lines just dropped big time, and for these companies to drop stat lines, more than likely he's not going to play. So.
I think he had a triple goose egg in fantasy football, as well as like all his bets on underdog being taken off.
Yeah.
They took that out quick. Okay. Another disappointment this season. I even made a TikTok about it. You can find it on NSP Football Talk. Is Jonathan Taylor out for yet another week? He got injured last week and he will be out today. So no Nyheim Hines, no Jonathan Taylor. Who do you have? You have a young stud from Duke, Deion Jackson, who showed out the last time both Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor was out. And I said it won't happen again, but I wasn't expecting a trade, and it happened. Deion Jackson, are we starting this guy?
This week for sure, yes.
Yeah, even though he has a tough matchup against the number 3 ranked New England Patriots, when he plays and nobody else is like accompanying him, the only guy that might accompany him this week is Zach Moss, who they got in the trade with the Bills when they traded Nyheim Hines. But when Deion Jackson is the sole RB1 there, he gets 20 points around there. So he should be good for sure.
Even though he's going up against a tough Patriots run defense?
I would say so. He's a good running back. He finds the holes. He won't get maybe 20 points, but he should get about 15, maybe a touchdown in there somehow. The Colts are going to utilize him because Pittman hasn't been playing well. Alec Pierce hasn't been a factor anymore. They're just pretty strapped for stars there, so they're going to be utilizing him as much as they can.
Nice. And yes, it is very surprising that Joe Burrow hasn't beaten the Browns in his career. That's very weird. And Deion, he will catch the ball. He is that do-it-all type of guy. And then with no competition in the backfield, he definitely will be getting some production out there. But this next update is for people like Reed out there. Okay, you guys probably already know this because you guys keep a close eye on this guy. But Cooper Kupp is a full go for today. There should be no question of whether you should start him, whether you should trust him. This guy's going to be getting the targets even if he's on a wheelchair on the field. So if he's out there, trust him. He's getting the points. Reed, how confident are you having Cooper Kupp in your starting lineup today?
I feel very confident. I think the only game I've lost this year is when Cooper Kupp was on my bench. Cooper Kupp is one of the best fantasy players out there, and me being able to put him in my starting lineup this week in one of my leagues is making me feel very, very comfortable.
Nice. You should feel comfortable. It's like a safety blanket, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's just on the wrong team. Let's keep on going. Vince, I want you to update us here. Keenan Allen is out. Mike Williams is out. Who can we start? Who can help us out in that Chargers offense?
For sure, the guy to start is Joshua Palmer. He has been the guy who has started forever for the Chargers. Every time someone is out, whether it's Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, Josh Palmer is always the first man up. So he's going to be getting the best targets from Justin Herbert, but also DeAndre Carter. He just got moved up to expected to play. So that's such a great sign. He is also a guy who is always that next man up. So these guys have gotten a lot of reps with Justin Herbert. And so in my opinion, both these guys are starts at flex. They won't be wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 for you unless you really, really need it because of those bye weeks. But these guys are good to start at the flex.
Nice. And I think you pretty much answered Gabriel's question there. He says asking for reassurance because I need that dub, but I'm going Palmer over Gabe Davis. Should I be stressing? Actually, no, I think that's a good move for you there. Chargers have been struggling, but without Keenan Allen, without Mike Williams, Palmer will be that wide receiver one. And I could tell you this with confidence, he will be getting a guaranteed, just like I said with Garrett Wilson, a guaranteed 7 targets. Okay. So he will be getting the opportunity to help you out more than Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis will be sharing the ball out there with Stephon Diggs and also Isaiah McKenzie. But no, good for you, man. I believe Reed has some breaking news, huh?
Yes, breaking news. James Robinson, who is questionable going into today's game, is playing today. How many reps will he get with the Jets after getting traded to them and then coming off an injury? We don't know, but he is going to be playing today. We just don't know how much he will be playing. So, in my opinion, I'm still putting him in one of my leagues. I'm still leaving him on the bench right now.
Nice. I like that. Big Money Joe. This is why we appreciate our comment section so much. We help each other out. He says, yeah, I'm starting Joshua Palmer over Gabe Davis, especially with Gabe Davis playing against the Jets. He's going to get all sauced up, brother. If you get that reference, I love you. Ross Bob, appreciate you being here on our last minute fantasy football advice. Says, should I start Patterson or Montgomery? Now, this guy over here to I can't tell with the screen, but Vince over here is our Patterson guy. He will be playing, but will he be limited, sharing the backfield with Algier and Huntley?
So what it looks like is that Cordell Patterson's going to slide back into the RB1 position, but Algier is going to be taking into his production. So keep that in mind. But here's the thing about Montgomery. Montgomery will do good, but Khalil Herbert is also taking pretty much almost 40 to 50% of his snaps.
Yep.
So Montgomery may get a touchdown here or there, depending on how the Chicago Bears are doing. But most likely it's going to be Khalil Herbert, who's the main guy there. And for me, in my opinion, I've had Patterson in 2 or 3 leagues on my IR forever and ever. So I'm pretty sure that Patterson will be that guy because they've been waiting for him for a long time. And there's been so much hype around him getting back on the field for practice. So I think he's the RB1 there for sure.
Oh, you're going Patterson here?
I am.
I'm going Patterson also, actually.
Yeah, I hate how Montgomery's sharing that ball 50-50. I got Khalil Herbert in all my leagues, and I say this every Tuesday. Go pick him up off the waiver wire because it's only a matter of time before he just takes it. Just like Ramondre Stevenson in the New England Patriots, he's just going to take it from Montgomery. But Patterson's more exciting. He has a higher upside. I could definitely see him getting a touchdown. Montgomery, just safety with the backfield is just 250-50, just depending on how conservative you want to play here. But he also says, or trade Patterson to McLaurin for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I actually like this. I would take Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's going to have a huge upside in the back half of the season, especially with them losing TJ Hawkinson. I think it's just more target receptions for Amon. I think this would be a good trade potentially. I'm a Amon-Ra guy. I don't know about these guys. When you guys take this trade, he might be overpaying just a bit, but I think it's a huge upside.
Yeah, I think he's overpaying just a little bit. McLaurin has been doing good the past 2 weeks. He's averaging 15 to 16 points in that time frame. So he's looking like he's going to be a part of that offense for the time being, especially with Heinicke really targeting him. And I don't think Heinicke will sit after the performances that he's played with, and since they won a game with him. So I think that maybe not McLaurin. Put another wide receiver who's a little bit less of a casualty for you on that roster. But I don't remember your lineup or your bench, so go ahead and post that so we can see who you can make the better trade with, because I think you're giving away a lot there.
Yeah, a little bit too much. You might be able to get someone else as well as for Brown. Try to get an injured player that might be available for the playoffs. I know I've been saying this all early season, but someone who lost all of his value and still has a slight upside would be someone like J.K. Dobbins. You might even find him on the waiver wire, just a maybe. But yeah, he's not going to be ready until playoff time, and he's a 50-50 whether he's going to blow up or not. But yeah, you could throw that in there to help you out if he has him. But yeah, Falcons are a run-heavy team. They are the definition of run-heavy. They throw about 16 to 20 times a game, which is just not enough in a fantasy perspective to have someone like Drake London or probably Kyle Pitts. But yeah, it's dirty over there. So they run the ball a lot, but now they have a 3-headed back committee. Reynolds is out as well. Is that true? I haven't been updated on this one.
Yes, Vincent updated this in our chat.
Oh, did he?
AJ. Yes.
I've been all over the place. I'm sorry about that,
You're
Vince.
good. You're good.
Vince always
Yes.
has some good advice there.
But so with that, with Reynolds out, I think Hawkinson could be a pretty big play. We were updated by Reed in our chat as well that Hawkinson is
going to get some good plays.
going to be. So with his new team on the Vikings, well, that's why he's not on the Lions anymore. I don't know why I'm saying that, but Hawkinson, he just reminded me of someone from the Lions right now, but he is on the Vikings now, and he's going to be used in a lot of packages. So I think Hawkinson is a guy to play this week if you have him.
Okay, I like this. It says my running back 1 is Alvin Kamara, running back 2 is Montgomery, wide receiver 1's Hopkins, T. Higgins, flex is McLaurin. On my bench, I have Juju and CMC. I was so close to be like, why the hell do you have CMC on your bench? But it's a bye week, of course.
Yeah.
So CMC would definitely take that place over Montgomery. If I were you, I think Hopkins and Higgins would do well into playoff season. Higgins will start going on a downfall. McLaurin, he's Heineke's favorite target. He is Heineke's favorite target, hands down. He loves to find him the ball. So that's always good. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're selling a little too much for Amon-Ra because Amon-Ra has a huge upside, but giving away Montgomery and McLaurin while Montgomery's still the running back 1 and McLaurin is still the wide receiver 1 and favorite to new quarterback Taylor Heineke, which looks like they're going to be going with him in the long run since they're selling 2023 season tickets with his face on it. It looks like he might be the guy. So, yeah, you're giving up a little too much there. Try to get yourself another back that could replace Montgomery. He's not doing too much now, but he is getting the opportunities to do so.
And if he's going back to that last trade where he had McLaurin and Patterson, I would go Patterson if you don't really like him or want him for your team. I would go Patterson and Juju for that trade with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't think any of us like Juju here, but he does have some weeks where he's good.
This is the time to sell high on Juju because people are thinking, oh, Patrick Mahomes likes Juju. Nah, he has even now more weapons to give out to. They just got someone, didn't they? So now they have MVS, Juju, Hardman, Kelsey. They just added someone, I believe. But yeah, Amon-Ra. What was that?
Kadarius Toney.
That's who it was. Yeah, he's not going to be much of a factor this week, but going forward, he will be. Yeah, Amon-Ra, he will eat. I could see him losing some target share whenever Jameson Williams comes back healthy and ready to play for the Lions. But yeah, he definitely will be that guy. So should I said Montgomery and McLaurin? Like I said, I don't want you to overpay for something and then you hurt in another position, because if you overpay and you replace Montgomery with CMC, who's on your bench, and something happens with either CMC or Kamara, where there's a chance that Kamara might not play this week, there's a slight chance, there's a rumor going around that a video was leaked and he might be suspended for this game, but you're just one injury away from being like, holy crap, I let go of someone that I needed. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's my thought process here.
Yeah, I still think you're overpaying right now. Try to go for try to undersell him first before you give away the whole house for Amon St. Brown. Definitely don't. I wouldn't trade away those two players for Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, no. But yeah, definitely going back to the Jets. I know we talked about what did we talk about? We talked about James Robinson coming out and playing. I think that is because Carter became questionable. So now he's dealing with the injury. So now James Robinson is coming back and will be able to play, but Carter's also dealing with the injury. So for all you Carter owners out there, watch out, because they might be splitting that backfield with two injured backs. It's a horrible situation to have, but yeah. No, but yeah, it's saying that he is likely to play now. So that's a little worrisome if you are a Carter owner.
Yeah, also off of that, it was just reported that it's believed that the Jets are going to let Zach Wilson rip the ball today, even though he's coming off that 3 interception game last week. They're going to be pretty pass heavy this game also, apparently.
Nice, nice. Which is great news for Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Great news for Garrett Wilson. Big Money says, watch the video. It's kind of bad quality, but you see Kamara falling on the guy. I just learned about this recently. I think it was late last night. I have not seen any video, so I have no idea what it is. But yeah, there's a rumor going around saying that he might not. There's a chance where he doesn't play Monday. So that's another thing to look out for. If you want to risk it for the biscuit, then that's where you go. Big fellas and Kamara stomping some guy on the ground. Then it seems like someone pulls Kamara away. We said this during the preseason when he did that right before the Pro Bowl, and everyone's saying, "Oh, you don't know Kamara. He's a great guy. Whatever." I talk to him on the phone every night. Yeah, shut your mouth. You don't know who these people are. Look what he's doing now. It's a bad situation, but I mean, those guys just they disappeared off the face of the earth after they talked all the trash. TMZ. Okay, I gotta look up TMZ Sports. I'm surprised I didn't see it on Twitter. Twitter's usually the go-to place to see all the
Yeah,
cheese
I
and
saw
stuff
it
like
on
that.
Twitter, but I didn't send it.
Oh,
to
you
guys.
did?
Yeah,
you didn't
but
send it to us?
I didn't click on the link either. I was late that night. I was a little tired. I'll look it up right now and let you guys know my thoughts.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
There's another guy I'm a little biased about. Okay, so I need y'all's opinion here. James Conner, he's likely to play. Do you start James Conner coming off this injury, or do you stick with Benjamin?
I would start him because what he had was a rib injury. It wasn't anything that could falter his production or his stamina. So he was continually working out with the Cardinals. He was practicing for the past 2 to 3 weeks. He was just dealing with that rib injury where he was having some uncomfortable feelings when he would turn or get hit. So that's why they hadn't started him. But he was practicing pretty much the whole time, not nursing anything. So in my opinion, I have picked him up in one of my leagues a while back. And the only reason I'm not starting him is because I have 3 running backs, which is Walker, I believe, Derrick Henry, and some other, I think ETN. So that's why I'm not starting him. But if I didn't have one of those guys, he would be in my starting lineup.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because I know even like Benjamin, he did very well while Connor was gone. So you think he'll still play a factor out there in that offense?
I think on passing downs he would come in because he's a good pass catcher, but so is James Conner. So I definitely think that James Conner will take most or majority of those snaps. But Benjamin will not just become a dead factor, so he will get some points, but not going to be like 20-point games like he usually did when Conner was out.
Yeah, rib injuries are very tricky. They can get reactivated, especially as a running back. And I'm just tired of James Conner getting injured, man. I was talking so highly about him this whole season, and for him just to be dealing with these injuries is kind of worrisome. But you know what? I can complain about it because he's getting paid millions right now, and I'm not. So I can do what I want. Let's go forward. Another guy who's been super disappointing this year is Darren Waller. He's been listed as questionable. I believe his fantasy points have been dropped down to a projected 3 points in fantasy football. Now, that's pretty darn scary. What do you do there? What do you do because you can't count on the backup tight end because the Raiders have just been struggling all season long?
Yeah, man. I think the best bet there is you find a guy like Isaiah Likely. Reed really likes that guy and he's very supported in that by me after the week that he had last week. Because I mean, Andrews is probably going to be out as well. So if Andrews and Waller are out, you know that there's 2 teams out there who are looking for a backup tight end, and you might as well snag up Isaiah Likely, someone like Evan Ingram. If he is on your waiver wire. If not, get someone like Cade Otton. Great for the Buccaneers, their number 2 tight end, or number 1 tight end now. He is out. He is out for sure. So Cade Otton will be getting some of that production, and every time that Cade Otton has played, he's averaged about 8 to 10 points, especially when he's a starter. So Cade Otton is another option for you. But yeah, Isaiah Likely, Evan Ingram, Cade Otton, shoot, maybe even Kyle Pitts if you can get him. He might be a little bit of a factor, but he's not going to be a huge factor like Waller or Mark Andrews.
This is a name I haven't heard in quite some time. Darrell Williams. He's the guy that took place of Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year. Got traded to the Arizona Cardinals once Connor was dealing with injuries, and then he got outplayed by Benjamin. And now I do believe 3 days ago, Darren Waller was placed on IR. So he's not going to be doing much or anything whatsoever. That running back committee will be split by James Conner, split if anything. James Conner and Eno Benjamin. Darren Waller, I don't think will be any type of factor. Likely this week or Dulcich. Sorry.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
A lot of people are rolling with Likely this week, man.
Yeah, but Dulcich is a guy not to sleep on either. If the Broncos do play up to par like they have been in the past 2 weeks, Joe Dulcich is a guy who's like a top 5 tight end within the last 3 weeks. He is on one of my top 25 lists for my tight end positions, just because in the past 3 weeks he's been playing pretty phenomenally, and Russell Wilson really likes him.
Let's see, who are they playing? Are they on bye? The Broncos?
Broncos are on a bye this weekend.
Yeah,
so
they are.
Yeah.
Then Likely for sure. Yeah.
Likely for sure. Long run, it won't happen because Mark Andrews will just come back and take over.
But he's over here saying Dulcich after this week. Maybe I would say Dulcich because if anything, Mark Andrews will be back next week. Maybe not at his healthiest, but he will be starting, and Isaiah Likely will be sitting on that tight end 2 position. Yeah.
Says questions for the Packer defense. When Swift having limited snaps, will Jay Williams have a steady game? I'll let you answer this, Reed, because I have a lot to say about Williams, but you go ahead and take it away.
All right. So we know Williams is a great running back, but as far as the Packers defense, we're banged up right now in our linebacker, inside linebacker position. Devontae Campbell is out for this game, and then Chris Barnes is still working back from his injury. So right now we just got our rookie Quay Walker in the inside linebacker position, and then some backups that are not playing very well. And then on the defensive line, the only person that can stop the run is Kenny Clark, and everybody else is just completely missing their assignments, and just we're getting destroyed. So I think Jameson Williams is going to have Jamal Williams is going to have a credible game against the Packers, and he could put if the Packers lose this game, it's going to be because of Williams putting the Packers to rest for the season.
Nice. Now, this is what I have to say. So if Dan Campbell comes out and says, yeah, we gave DeAndre Swift way too many snaps, we're going to limit him even more this upcoming week until he can find himself, that's a huge red flag, because when you look at his carries, he had 5 carries.
Yep.
When you look at his targets, he had 5 targets, 10 in total.
Mm-hmm.
Williams had more carries, and I mean, come on, dude. You got to start Williams. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm being confident. I'm taking risk. I have Williams starting in one of my leagues, even though he's not projected to get a lot. He's just been doing it over and over and over again. He's like a Khalil Herbert type player. He's going to go out there. He's going to have himself I don't want to say a game, but he's going to be very productive fantasy wise.
Yeah, man. I don't know why on fantasy they doubt these running backs like Williams and Herbert. I have no idea, because every time I see those guys on bets, or I see those guys having injury issues with the running back ones and Swift and Montgomery, I'm always like, oh my God, why are they averaging this guy 4 points? He's going to get like 15 to 20.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But yeah, it's just crazy. He was saying likely this week and Dulcich the rest of the season. Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's kind of hard for me to put all my eggs in that basket for the rest of the season. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Because likely it's not going to be much after Mark Andrews comes back. We got more breaking news.
Yes, Packers wide receiver Christian Watson will play today. So you can definitely see some targets for him. As far as starting him, as far as fantasy, I wouldn't do that, in my opinion, just because we don't know what this Packers offense is going to look like this week. But Christian Watson will be playing this week.
How about Lazard? Is Lazard playing?
I don't think we've gotten any injury update right now. He is still questionable as far as Lazard.
I know, that's what I was just about to ask you. I thought you were gonna say Lazard was healthy, and I was like,
no. Christian Watson. That's the breaking news.
Sounds
Jeez.
good.
On the fantasy apps, he's still projected to get 14, 15 points.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a good chance that Lazard plays, in my opinion, but there's no 100% that he plays so far.
What's going on, Esther? Appreciate you being here. Says, oh crap, did we set clocks an hour back? Yeah, we just woke up a little bit later and felt good about it. But yeah, time has changed. I don't know what
Yeah, so it's supposed to be 11:30 if you haven't changed your stuff, but now it's 10:30. So
yep.
We gained an hour of sleep.
Woo-hoo.
Nice, very nice. But a good breaking news. So does that mean that Romeo Dobbs won't be as productive anymore? Should you start Romeo Dobbs with Lazard being questionable, and now that Watson will has been announced that he will be playing?
If Lazard and Christian Watson played, then I would be worried about starting Romeo Dobbs, in my opinion. Um, if they were both out, Romeo Dobbs big game in my opinion. But the Packers really love Christian Watson, so he's going to be getting a lot of reps. When he got that concussion last week, that ruined our playbook because we had a lot of plays written up for Christian Watson that week. So definitely expect Christian Watson to be getting some targets this week, in my opinion.
I like it.
Nice, nice. It says Butterfingers Watson. Yeah, ever since the first game, that's his
Don't
new
do that
name.
to him, dude.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Giraffe? He says DK or Christian Kirk. Vince, you want to answer this question because I you know my side on the point here.
Here's the thing. The last time that DK played against the Cardinals, he only got 4 points. So I'm not too sure how likely it is for him that he's going to be a stud. But last week he did play well. So he had 15 points last week. But just 2 or 3 weeks ago when we played the Cardinals, the last time he only got 4. I don't know what happened there, if he was just getting locked up by the safety help. But I think I might go Christian Kirk here, just because DeAndre Hopkins will be getting a lot of targets. He's going to take up most of the coverage that we're going to play on defense. So I think Christian Kirk's actually on the Jags. I don't know
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore this morning. I guess I didn't get that hour of sleep from the time change. But with the Jags, yeah, I think Christian Kirk is a for sure guy to play. He's been doing pretty well the past 3 weeks. He is a rising star. I have him at number 25 on my wide receiver list right now, because just to see how he's going to keep on doing, because they do have a favorable schedule going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I would definitely say Kirk, especially like what Big Money Joe's saying, going against the Raiders. Yeah, that's 3 points right there, buddy. Take it. He also says Deion Jackson or Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is a singer, so you can't play her. Deion Jackson for sure, because you got Naheem Hines gone and you have Jonathan Taylor gone. So the last time that happened, Deion had one hell of a game for himself, and he's looking like he's going to do that once again, even going up against a tough Patriots defense. Now, Swift, I don't like because, like we said earlier, MCDC came out, the head coach, and said that Swift got way too many carries. We're going to limit his carries even more because he is not fully healthy. Now, last week, he only had 5 carries and 5 targets. That's not a lot, and they're going to limit that. Jamal Williams is going to have a day. So, Deion Jackson, for sure. Yeah, we could here.
Yeah.
Y'all like what I did with that Taylor Swift there. It says, no wonder I was up at 5 a.m. Go get some sleep, dude. Go get some sleep. 69 girls says, oh, wow.
No,
Take it off.
Yeah,
I just blocked that little account right there right now.
Yeah,
I thought it was
working
about
on
more
it.
questions over
I'm
here.
working
It was
on
up there for a while. But don't click on that. I mean, it's not from us.
It's not a friendly site. Don't do it.
I mean, we don't know, but no, we're here talking about fantasy football. That's our Monday show, so we'll get that into that later on. But yeah, for sure, you got to start Deion Jackson today. That guy's going to have a day. Same thing with Kenyon Drake. That guy should have a day as well tomorrow. With Gus Edwards being gone, J.K. Dobbins being gone, keep on going. But yeah, he says, I started Derek Carr last week. Oh, man, you got to go and get yourself a QB, man. Derek Carr just ain't it. We got QBs out there like Justin Fields on a huge rise right now. I still believe in Daniel Jones, even though he had a bad week last week. You could go maybe find Dak Prescott, maybe find, I hate to say it, but Deshaun Watson. But someone out there better than Derek Carr.
Even Taylor Heineke right now, he's been playing pretty good. He got a rushing touchdown last week, which boosted him up to in the 20s, but he's averaging around 15 points as a starter. So it's way better than what Derek Carr got you last week. So if you want someone that's consistent, I think Taylor Heineke is the guy right now. And he's on almost like 94 or 98% of off of rosters. So he's available.
Yeah, even Big Money Joe saying, yeah, go get yourself some Fields there. He says he drafted Russell Wilson. The struggle must be real then. Must be huge. Must be
Rough out
real.
there.
Yeah, that's tough out there. So you drafted Russell Wilson, and then you have DK Metcalf. I hope you're not a Seattle fan. I hope. Uh, breaking news. We got more breaking news.
Sure, Alan Lazard is going to be playing this week, so definitely he is a must start in my opinion. If you have him
What?
in your line, yes, he is a must start. What do you mean?
So, okay, why are we starting Lazard? Because I have him on my fantasy roster. Do I
Because
start him?
I think so, unless you have some amazing wide
Yeah.
receivers that you have wide receiver, and you don't need anything in your flats, the dude's going to get 10 plus points easily, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, here are my receivers. Y'all ready?
Okay.
I have Williams on the flex, but
Okay.
wide receivers I got Mike Evans and Christian Kirk. So am I starting Lazard over Christian Kirk?
I would say he's I think Alan Lazard is a more stable wide receiver. Every time he plays, I have this stat right here. Let me pull it up. It's every time Lazard is healthy, he boosts Aaron Rodgers' points production by 48%. So Aaron Rodgers loves this dude. He targets him all the time. And I think in almost every single game, Alan Lazard has a touchdown, except for about 2 of them.
2 of them where he didn't play one, and then the other one he had 100 yards, so makes up for it.
So I'm starting him over Christian Kirk, or do I start him over Jameson Williams?
Let me look at Christian Kirk's stats.
You gotta tell me right now. I'm gonna do whatever you guys tell me to do. Yeah, I'm putting a risk right here.
Okay, hold up. Give me a second here.
I also have Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
That's a good start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm projected to lose by like 20 points, though, for some reason.
I think Lazard is the safer bet for you.
Over Christian Kirk and Garrett Wilson?
I think he's safer.
Yeah,
Josh says he's an Eagles fan. How convenient.
Ooh, how great. And I like the picture of Antetokounmpo right there in your little YouTube picture. It's funny.
That is funny.
But get this also, Alan Lazard is going against Detroit. Detroit gives up about 39 points to wide receivers.
Yeah, they ranked 28th against fantasy wide receivers.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. I don't know who Christian Kirk is going against and what their ranking is, but that's also something to keep in mind.
Wow, I didn't know about this. Philly set a new record. They were the first city to lose 2 championships in one day. Ouch.
Wow, that is crazy. Poor Philly.
Oh, by the way, appreciate you being here, Draft. Not too sure if it's your first time here on the show, but if you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow here. But thank you so much for asking us the questions. Daichi, I think I said that right. Daichi says Khalif Raymond, DeAndre Carter, or Robert Woods, full PPR. Let's see what we got here. Full PPR. Carter's
DeAndre Carter's with the wide receiver for the Chargers.
There you go. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because now you have Joshua Palmer and DeAndre Carter over there. Robert Woods. I still don't trust Ryan Tannehill. He's not going to be playing this week. He won't be playing again. So you have Malik Willis out there, and then you have Khalif Raymond. What do you think here? I think you go DeAndre Carter. I would say DeAndre Carter.
I would say DeAndre Carter. Although Robert Woods has been playing pretty decently, he has 5 catches in the past 4 games. He's getting about 40 to 50 yards, so that's about 10 points there. So he is pretty consistent, but DeAndre Carter will be getting wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 targets because, as we said earlier, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are out. So look for Eckler to be wide receiver 1 and running back 1 most likely, but DeAndre Carter is going to be getting the second highest receptions there.
Yeah. DeAndre Carter was questionable going into this week with an illness, but he is expected to start today. It was breaking news.
Oh man, don't like those options, but DeAndre Carter probably be your best bet, and probably be the only week that you are able to start this guy on your fantasy roster. So might as well try it out, right? Because you can't go back on it. Says Swift just went to healthy, but we know the truth. Yeah. He hasn't played healthy all season long from what was said, and he doesn't look like he's been fully recovered. So it's very disappointing for all you people who drafted DeAndre Swift. Very disappointing. I know we didn't talk too highly about DeAndre Swift, right? We didn't name him top 10 running backs. I don't think we did.
I had him as a rising star a week ago on the top 25, but with the news now, he's definitely way out of my top 25 right now.
I did believe in them. But yeah, so we don't have any breaking news, do we?
No.
Yeah.
No, okay. I saw that pop up. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, it should be a great fantasy week for y'all guys. And I just want to remind you again that you guys have to look out for the New Orleans Saints because there's a possibility that Alvin Kamara might not play. So, like for example, if he doesn't play, then you're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill maybe getting out there. A lot more Chris Olave getting involved, especially with Jarvis Landry being questionable. I do feel like he will play, but he is questionable. We'll see. But go
I
ahead.
personally wouldn't be worried about Kamara not playing. From what I understand of the whole thing, it's weird because of the there's no the case that the actual court case hasn't happened, and until that happens, the NFL is not really allowed to do anything. From what I've heard, it's in this gray area, so I don't think anything's going to happen in my opinion, especially a day before a game, in my opinion.
Was this the same situation that happened before the Pro Bowl, or is this a different?
No, this is the same altercation that
Oh, it's the
happened.
same one.
Yes, but
Oh, okay.
it lands in this gray area for the NFL as far as rules on when they can suspend somebody, and until the court case happens, they're not allowed to do anything. But I may be wrong on that, but I do remember reading about that.
Says for deeper leagues, would you start Bird from the Falcons or Terrence Marshall from the Black Cats?
I think I would go Terrence Marshall here for sure. I don't know if it's Terrence or Terrace Marshall, but I think it's Terrace. But yeah, I think he's been doing better lately. Bird hasn't been that much of a factor. And like we said earlier, the Falcons do not pass the ball more than 20 to 25 attempts. And Marcus Mariota is a running quarterback. With Cordero Patterson coming back as well, I don't think Bird is a factor that much anymore. So I think Terrace Marshall, because there's been no changes to the wide receiver core over there with the Panthers. I think Terrace Marshall is the better bet.
Says Kamara got some good lawyers. Heck yeah, he does, man. He should have been suspended already. But yeah, I don't trust Bird. I know he's been popping off lately, but like I said, the Falcons pass 16 to 20 times a game, which is just not enough for a consistent fantasy outcome. So you're either going to hit or you're going to miss big time. And by big time, I mean 0 to 5 points. So it's up to you if you want to take that risk. But yeah, any other updates or fantasy advice from you guys?
I just want to talk about Antonio Gibson. If you do have him, me and Reed talked about him a little bit yesterday in that late night Saturday Q&A. But Antonio Gibson right now in the past 2 games has been above 15 fantasy points in PPR league. He's only getting about less than 10 rush attempts, but he is the pass catching back there for sure. He's very versatile. And with McKissick out, I think Antonio Gibson is a start this week, especially with their with Tyler Heineke out there at QB. I think that's the best bet.
So is Eno worth playing? James Conner does play. I do feel like Eno will have a slight role in that offense. James Conner usually tears it up, but I would say just keep a close eye for that slight chance that James Conner does not play or is very limited or is announced as limited in play. That's the only reason why I would. But if you have both those guys, I'd definitely start James Conner over Eno Benjamin. If you have Eno Benjamin only and you need an absolute flex, it might not be bad, just depending on who you have on your roster. Says Marshall, it is. Get him the ball, PJ. Hey, PJ looking good, bro. He looking good. They would be selling 2023 tickets with his face on it. KJ Frederick says, thanks for the advice last night. I'm starting Gabe Davis over Christian Kirk. Kirk is way safer, but Gabe could boom or bust. Need a boom.
Amen. If you're desperate, go for it. Go for it, man. But we're over here. We're not big Gabe Davis fans, but hey, he can definitely boom if possible. Yeah.
I mean, I like Gabe Davis, right? I like him, but the times that he really boomed was, Isaiah McKenzie was out, or they're dealing with they were winning by like 50 points already. So, and those are the only two games that he really boomed to. Christian Kirk is the guy who I feel safe with, and I'm pretty sure you guys gave that advice yesterday or last night, which you guys did. You guys did an awesome job, by the way. Great show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But yeah, Gabe Davis could definitely hit that high ceiling for you. But if that's what you're choosing, good luck to you. We hope you get it. We hope we're wrong for your sake. So good luck out there. Hopefully you win your game. McKissick is out, so Gibson it is. J.D. McKissick is out. Robinson has been listed as questionable, so you could see him taking some limited snaps. This guy could be Antonio Gibson could be a good factor this week. So should I pick up Denver defense or Saints defense for next week? Get a jump on the waiver ad. Oh, I like that.
So the Denver Broncos are playing the Tennessee Titans, and the New Orleans Saints are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. So which one do you like more, the Titans or Steelers? That's the real question. And I don't really like the Steelers, so I would kind of go Saints defense in my opinion.
Yeah, if you can get the Saints defense, I say that's the best bet. The Broncos defense has been playing decently well, and the offense is helping them by getting the defense off the field. So it gives them some little breaks in there, unlike in the beginning of the season. But I think the Saints are the best bet here. They're just the better defense, in my opinion.
No, the Saints are not at home. The Saints are not at home. But yeah, Saints could be the better option. I would say it just depends if Brian Tannehill is going to play or not. If Malik Willis is playing, I would say, hey, I'll do the Broncos. I mean, I'm not so big on the Broncos, but Malik Willis did struggle last week. But since you're looking to get a jump on it right now, the safer bet is the Saints going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have not found themselves just yet. And Najee Harris has not been a factor. And you still have an elite running back, Derrick Henry, over there in Tennessee. So both those teams are visiting teams, so they don't. None of those teams have a better advantage than the other going into the game. But that's a good question. I like defensive questions. I that's where I pride myself on. But no, I like it. You got to hold on for this week. That's all I'm going to say is hold on this week because we have a lot of teams on the bye week. A lot of teams, a lot of great players out there that you cannot start. But hold on this week. Hopefully you guys can get a win here. Since usually that's what I use to decide if it's close. I'll pick the defense playing at home. Yeah, I mean that's a good way. That's a good way to put it out. I guess it just depends on what team it is or what home it is. Because if it's like the Washington Commanders, they really don't have a home, so that I feel like that would have played a factor. But but anyways, hopefully you guys win all your games today. Hopefully you hit all your bets. If you have any more questions, throw them in. Do you guys have anything else to add in today?
I think just something about Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris is very, very unlikely to play. So Ramondre, of course, as everybody should know in fantasy world, he is a super priority to start. Should be your running back 1 or running back 2. And then I have one question because I have Claypool in one of my fantasy lineups right now, but I just put in Lazard because Lazard is healthy to play. But what do you guys think about Claypool? And he says that he's going to be getting considerable snaps with the Bears this week.
I would imagine he will get considerable snaps just because they don't got a lot going on in the wide receiver position. I think he's definitely wide receiver 1. I think he can do really good there. Justin Fields is on the upward slope. I think he could be a good start going forward. But at the end of the day, it's the Bears. So they're going to bear it up.
Nice. Any Hefe, I'm going to say any Hefe, right? What's up, guys? What two should I start between DeAndre Swift, Michael Carter, and Isaiah Likely? Now, I always hate taking tight ends over a wide receiver position or a tight end or a running back position. But out of those three, for sure, I think you should start Isaiah Likely because just he had a huge game last week, and Mark Andrews doesn't look like he's going to be a full participant this game. So Isaiah Likely is that dude. DeAndre Swift, I don't like whatsoever, just because he had 5 carries last week, 5 targets last week, and Dan Campbell came out and said that they gave him too many snaps and they're going to limit him even more. So less than 5 carries is not going to do it for us. Michael Carter, you have James Robinson, who's questionable, but Michael Carter is also dealing with an injury, but he will be that lead back, that running back 1. So I will say Isaiah Likely and Michael Carter. Yeah, I'll agree here.
I definitely agree. Likely will likely start, and Michael Carter is the best net option because DeAndre Swift ain't gonna get no touches.
Yeah, that's just a clear cut thing. Michael Carter may be splitting back there with Robinson, but Michael Carter still has the better benefit of the doubt to be a pass catching back. So I say Mike Carter and Isaiah Likely.
Nice. Yeah, it kind of sucks, right? Coming into the season, you wouldn't even guess that you would say DeAndre Swift over Michael Carter and a guy named Isaiah Likely, right? It's so crazy how this league turns out to be. But appreciate your question, Annie. If you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button. Find us on our social medias. We're here on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, on NSP Football Talk. So we're all over the place. Go ahead and find us. We do giveaways all the time. We're on the road to 300. So once we hit 300 subscribers, we will be doing another giveaway. And we literally just did one. I still have it here. I haven't shipped it off. The winner of this giveaway is actually in the chat right now. So he's going to get with me. We're going to ship that off to him. And once we hit 300, which we're pretty close, I believe we're 25 away.
Yep.
25 away, then we're going to do another giveaway. So we're just giving away stuff all the time over here. But appreciate every single one of you guys joining us here live. We go live Fantasy Football Talk every Tuesday, every Saturday, every Sunday morning. I mean, we're trying to, right? We're trying to make some content. But yeah, this is our big winner right here. He's a Niners fan, but this will look good in any man cave or any office, whatever you have got going on. But cool. I think that should be it. I think the questions kind of slowed down here. Hopefully you guys get the upper hand in your fantasy leagues. I'm super excited. We have a lot of stuff that we would like to announce, but we haven't done so yet. We got a lot of plans coming out. So this is just going to get, this is going to be a lot of fun. So stick with us, join our community, join the Not So Pro community. We're going to have a lot of fun here in the near future. And I hope you guys are here with us to experience it. So I just want to say thank you guys again. Hit that subscribe button and be on the lookout for our next giveaway. Brar, I got to answer this question for you. Should I trade JT? No, don't do it. Don't trade JT. That's my opinion.
For him.
He wants to trade for
him.
Oh, should I trade for? Oh, should I trade for JT? Don't overpay.
I say no.
No.
I don't trust in JT.
Jump off that ship.
Yeah, I haven't trusted in him since week 5.
Bro, look at me right here in my eyes, okay? Look at me. Do it. Don't overpay.
You just want to see his downfall, AJ.
No. I don't want to see it. I like Brar. He's a Niner. He's a faithful like me, okay? Brar, look at me here in the eyes, okay? Don't overpay. I got JT. I just got JT this past week. I'm telling you right now, I'm confident with all my fantasy knowledge that I'm bringing in right here in the back half of the season. Yes, like that. In the back half of the season, he will have an upside, okay? Stay faithful, man. Come on. If you could get him, great. Don't overpay for him. Don't give him someone like a Amon-Ra St. Brown. Don't give him like a Ramondre Stevenson. Don't give him anything like that. At this point, I don't think I would give I wouldn't even give Khalil Herbert for that. But yeah, that's my opinion. These guys don't have to agree with me. They're great at fantasy football. I respect the hell out of their knowledge and their tips and advice for fantasy football. But that's just me, okay? You can't wish my downfall. My team is stacked 1-4.
Yeah, it is. That's why I don't know why you're still trading, but I mean, always trying to get better.
He listens to our advice. Always make the team. Yeah, always get it better.
Mm-hmm.
Always make your team better. But appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you all again. Happy Sunday for all of you guys who are not Niners fans because we're on a bye week. So go enjoy the game, watch it. Hopefully you guys win in fantasy football. And until next time, you guys keep on grinding.